Must do-it-yourselfers be registered contractors to perform work on their own home?
We do get a lot of do-it-yourselfers, and Angelo is, full of do-it-yourselfers. My dad is probably the biggest one. Doesn't matter what it is, he wants to do it himself. Now, do-it-yourselfers are not required to be registered with us as a contractor. If you're doing work on your own home, then you still have to come in and do a permit, if it requires a permit, but you're not required to be registered or licensed with us.
Do-it-yourselfers pull more of a certain type of permit?
The majority of the do-it-yourselfers we see are just general carpentry work. They'll do the framing, they'll do the flooring, they'll do the roofing. Typically, the licensed portion of the work, the electrical, mechanical, plumbing, they'll hire a licensed person to do that work. Now, occasionally we do get those that want to do all of it. All their lives they've dabbled in this and dabbled in that, and they feel like they can do it. And they can if they meet the requirements. I would guess that plumbing is probably the number one do-it-yourselfer trade of the licensed trades. Probably the projects that we see more do-it-yourselfers on are remodels or small additions. Typically on a new house, people go through contractors. We do see them on occasion where somebody wants to build their own house or be their own general contractor. But by far, small remodels, small additions, those are where we typically see do-it-yourselfers.
Any advice for do-it-yourselfers?
My advice for do-it-yourselfers is hire a contractor. But if you want to do it yourself, just make sure that you're aware of what all the codes and requirements are before you start working. Make sure if you have to have someone help you, and we can help you as much as we can, but make sure you've got as much information down ahead of time that you can submit for your permit, so that we can take a look at it and let you know ahead of time, this is not going to work. You're going to have to use an LVL header here, for instance. You can't use what you're proposing. Rather than waiting for us to come out in inspection and say, that's not going to work, you have to tear it down and fix it. Get us as much information before you start your project as you can.
Why do you advise do-it-yourselfers to hire a contractor?
Most contractors will get the job done for you efficiently. It's a lot of headache to be your own contractor. To be your own general contractor in particular, if you are a general contractor, you're not responsible for the other trades' work, but you are responsible for making sure that their work is being done on time, and they're calling for their permits, because your project won't be completed until all of their work is complete. So it's a big headache being a contractor.
Does demolition require a permit?
Demolition is one of those steps that does require a permit. Now, if it's demolition in the process of construction, for instance, if you are simply taking out a portion of a wall to put in a new window, yes, that's demolition, but we don't consider that just a demolition. That's a building permit, because you're doing something new. You're modifying the space, you're adding doors and windows, you're modifying walls. But if it's strictly demolition, if you're tearing things out, that does require a permit. It requires a deposit as well. We'll go out afterwards to make sure that everything was capped off correctly. If there's utility lines, for instance, we'll make sure it's been cleaned up, and then we'll return your deposit. But yes, demolition does require a permit.
If people are unsure whether they need a permit, where can they go for more information?
Again, if they have any questions about what they're doing, what it's going to require, what it's going to take, the best thing to do is to call us. We can help you over the phone. If it's an extensive list of questions, or it might be better for you to schedule an appointment and come in and visit with one of our inspectors. If you're doing electrical work, for instance, come in and visit with our electrical inspector and ask for advice. If you have specific questions, the more specific the better. We can help you with that. We're not going to sit down and design a project for you. We expect you to kind of know what you're doing to do the work yourself, but we will give you as much advice as we can and help you with every step that we can.